Okay, welcome to tonight's Western State Conference doubleheader, season finale for the Cuesta men's and women's basketball teams. The Cougars are playing the Moorpark Raiders. For the men, it is a do-or-die situation. Still an opportunity for them to make playoffs. There are a couple upsets at other places in the state, so the Cougars are on that bubble. 20 teams go to the playoffs. Right now, with the ratings point index, the RPI, which is the big factor in the seeding, they are being about 23 right now. So they can move up here with a win here. And that's really what the Cougars are hoping here on sophomore night. It's also a Coaches for Cancer night. Every part of the gate today goes to funding cancer research. And as you can see, I'm wearing my pink, and Vince got his pink tie. So this is Pete Schuler with Vince Conde here. And we'll take you through the game. So the Cougars and the Raiders are still warming up. We will have a short ceremony for the sophomores for the Cougars. There are 6 of them. And then on to the game. So
this is a must-win tonight for Cuesta to be able to get into the playoffs here, Pete.
Yeah. You have to have a 500 record to get to the playoffs. The Cougars have struggled of late with 2 losses last week, and now they're right there at a game under 500. So this will get them to 500 and into that maybe into that top 20.
Can't get any more motivation than that. Yeah. It's all right in front of them.
Extend the season for at least one more week.
Absolutely.
So here we go with the sophomore introductions, and anthem first, I guess.
Western State Conference doubleheader basketball game tonight. Coaches for Cancer Night. Please stand and join me in our national anthem.
So again, this is the final regular season home game, traditional sophomore night. Vince, you went through this as an all-conference basketball player for us back in the day.
Yes, I did, way back in the day. Sophomore night's always a fun night.
A little bit bittersweet.
It is, but if you have playoff aspirations, then you're hoping that your season can continue and won't be the last game of your career.
Well, first sophomore is Karim Buzel. He's a sophomore from Turkey. Earned all conference for us last year. Started off a little bit slow this year. Caught fire at the end of December. Was leading Cougars in scoring all the way through. Sprained his ankle and was really struggled the last couple games. He's been back up to his 20 points, couple 20-point games. Dished out 10 assists, team season high last game.
It's nice to see that he's healthy again.
So hopefully he can finish strong. He makes a big factor there. And we have Donovan Townsend coming from the University Pacific College up in Oregon. He played football there, but also played JV basketball, just kind of something as he said, kind of on the side after football season. But it cost him a year of eligibility, so he comes in here as a sophomore, and that's kind of tough for him.
Good athlete, though, if he's playing both sports.
Yeah, you could see his transition as coming into going from football to basketball. It took him a little while, but he really made a big difference in the Cougars' big push, especially when Uzel went down. Aguado, the sharpshooter from Spain, last year he was basically instant offense off the bench. Now he's having to take on a much larger role, playing more of a point position and also a little off guard, but Cougars really counting on him to score a lot. Then Joey Leem out of the Netherlands, first year with the program, but a sophomore. Kind of gives a little size inside for the Cougars, and he can be also knock down three, so he's a good player to have on this team this year. And then Ryan Gilroy, third-year guy out of Fortuna. We've had some great players come out of Fortuna up in that area. Gilroy has been in the program for 3 years, redshirted his first year, played some last year, and then began this season as a starter, team captain. And then we have Alex Wandier out of Sofia, Bulgaria. Sharpshooting left-hander, big body.
He's got a great body. He's built really well.
But last year didn't see much time, but he's really improved over the summer and came back very strong and ready to step up. He's won a couple games for the Cougars. I think the Cougars' first round of playoffs or conference, they beat Ventura, and that was his big night.
Nice.
If he catches fire, he's always dangerous and gives another look to the Cougars.
Well, from the looks of Moorpark's lineup, Cuesta's going to have a height advantage. Moorpark is very, very small.
But we talked about this earlier in the season with Coach Blair. Despite the size, they're basically tall guards.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a post player like last year. They had Roberto Mondovani now at Robert Morris, but he was a presence inside.
Right, back to the
He's
basket
been trying to take guards and turn them into post players, so it's been a little bit of a challenge for the Cougars, but I think that you'll see what they have out there. You'll see freshman Noah Saunders has had a big year this year. It really came in as a surprise, and he pretty much jumps through the roof. Eric Horn was injured coming into the season, but he was injured last year at this time and was still recovering when the season started, and he's worked himself into a starting role as well. Other than that, you got the three sophomores, Aguado, Lean, and Uzel out there for the Cougars. Moorpark out there with Taylor Kirkham and Elijah Holtz, Nick Becerra, and let's see what we got. Luis Herrera, and I cannot see who's on the far side right there. But Joey Lean, like we said, a big body who can step out and shoot the three. Lean gets Cougars on the board, 3 points. And our fifth player for Moorpark is Damian Wilson Jr.
Cuesta comes out in a man-to-man to start. Moorpark, the first possession, came out in a 2-3 zone and allowed the wing three.
Again, like you said earlier, the Cougars have the height advantage right away, so maybe they're using that size and length. They feel they can come up. Usually they like to sit back in the zone a little bit more. But and pull up right there by Wilson. Rebounded by Aguado. Uzel brings it up. Uzel to Lean. Saunders in the corner. Lean drives through. Clears it out. Uzel fakes a deep three. Over to Aguado. Lean to Uzel. Uzel takes a deep three. Off the rim. And a foul on Horn. So Wilson got the rebound. Had the body in front of Horn. Horn tried to slap it away right there. Early quick foul.
Let's see if Cuesta switches defenses here every couple of possessions or if they're content to just stay in their man-to-man.
So far still man-to-man. Tipped out by Saunders. Saunders, like I said, as a freshman, is really impressed this year. A lot of length, great leaping ability, can hit the big shot.
Yeah, he has very long arms, great wingspan.
Lean finds Aguado in the corner. Aguado pulls it up. And there Horn gets position. That time he gets the offensive rebound. Aguado down low, tips it out to Uzel, who skips it over to Aguado again in the corner. And this one's good. So assist from Uzel. Three-pointer is good for Aguado.
Good start by Cuesta, hitting 2 threes right off the bat. Sophomore night and a must-win. It's a good start.
And there's Saunders pulling down the rebound. Herrera's three-point attempt goes long. Uzel at the point. Found Saunders inside. He's triple-teamed. Gets it out to Aguado. Baseline jumper, in and out. And there you have Saunders, the opportunistic putback. And it's 8-0.
Great activity by Saunders. As you mentioned early in the pregame, he's very springy. He was right there. I was surprised he didn't even dunk that back in.
For a guy who takes so many shots above the rim, he has not dunked a lot this year, but it is fun when he does. So right there, the tip in right by Nick Becerra, and the Raiders are on the board. Skipping around again. Uzel with the ball. Aguado in the corner. Over to Lean. Lean back to Uzel. Uzel gets caught behind the basket. Almost a turnover. One of the things you can really see with Uzel, he has one of the best first steps. He doesn't look that quick, but when he gets that first step, he can really get himself open. And he pulls up right off the inbounds pass and out of bounds.
They had to get that shot up quick with only 4 on the shot clock. Good presence of mind to get the shot off.
See, this is nice. The ball goes out of bounds. I didn't check the shot clock. That's one of those instinct moves for you right there, huh? So Kirkham up top. Drives against Aguado. Lean knocked down, but Uzel picks up the loose ball. Skips it up to Saunders. Partially blocked by Becerra. Rebound Horn. Horn gets the basket, and a timeout is called by Gerard Link, the Raiders coach.
Good start by Cuesta here right off the bat. 10-2, they look focused. You can really tell that it's a must-win for them, hanging on to their hopes for a playoff berth.
Yeah, the Raiders right now are in 3rd place in the conference. They can't do any better than that. As you can see, the Cougars are 2 games ahead of them. They win tonight. They're still in 3rd place. They're still out of the playoffs with a 11-14 rather than 10-15 record. So Raiders here don't have a lot to play for. Cougars have hope.
Cougars have hope, but at the same time with Moorpark, anytime you step on the floor, you make a road trip out to Cuesta, a league rival, you want to play for pride and you want to be a spoiler. If you can knock them out of the playoffs, that's a feather in your cap as well.
Oh, yeah. And Wilson brings the ball up. Saunders gets part of the ball and then gets the rebound. Cougars pushing it. Aguado out to Saunders at the 3-point line. Back out up top to Uzel, and they reset.
Cuesta running their gap 2 offense against the 2-3 zone, looking for baseline runners with the screen on each block. Nice seal.
And Saunders' shot blocked away by Becerra. And Saunders gets a block, but rebounded by Becerra, and Becerra puts it in. So Wilson goes up, tipped away by Saunders, and Becerra follows with the basket. Off the mark by Aguado. Rebounded Herrera. He takes it all the way down. And lost ball out of bounds. Last touch by Cuesta.
Number 4, Wilson for Moorpark, looks like a very versatile athlete. He's quick. He's got good leaping ability. He's been very active so far. Let's see how he does the rest of the game.
Inbound to Becerra, over to Kirkham. And there is Wilson up top, guarded by Horn. And I think the Moorpark found a little bit of a mismatch there. Horn, as we said, coming over a leg injury, and off the dribble, Wilson got to the basket but missed. Aguado finds Horn, up top. A little too deep there for Uzel before he made his decision. And turnover, there's Wilson, over to Herrera. Herrera to Kirkham, baseline drive, and it rolls in.
Great move by Kirkham on the rip drive on the baseline, little 5-foot floater with his left hand. Good touch.
So right there we have a 4-0 run right now by Moorpark. Aguado finds Leam out by and off. Rebound Saunders. Did a great job on the boards. Aguado again. From 17. And Aguado gets the Cougars started again.
Moorpark calling the set play right here, cross up. looking for a dive cut on the backside.
Looking for that mismatch right now. They got Uzel on Wilson. That may be what they were looking for. Or Leem trying to guard Holtz. And they had the matchup of size on one side and speed on the other, so that's what they're looking for, and they got it. Just couldn't convert. Saunders baseline. Rebound Wilson. Off to Holtz. Holtz bringing it up. Going one-on-one with Leem. And Leem got caught shuffling backwards. Got it off balance a little bit. Picks up the foul.
Cuesta's got to start swinging that ball a little bit more from side to side against that zone defense in Moorpark. Maybe mix in a skip pass or two, get them to shift, and then maybe look for a little short corner and a dive cut to the basket with their leaper in the middle.
Yeah. Take a little bit more use of that size. And Moorpark knows that the Cougars can shoot, and they're going to be closing out on especially Aguado. So Herrera, 6'3", freshman out of Simi Valley, makes both ends of that free throw, and it's a 4-point game, 12-8. Zell up top, over to Leem. And there's Uzel. Off the mark, badly missed and rebounded by Wilson. Wilson brings it up himself. Going one-on-one with Saunders, and we have another foul. So third foul on the Cougars. That foul is on Aguado, his first. Caden Young checks in for Moorpark. And out comes Luis Herrera.
Pete, it's amazing to me the size of both of these teams. I mean, it really doesn't look like a college team when you look at the black shirts. They almost look like the size of a high school team. Clearly, they're more skilled than college-level players. They're just all guard size.
Yeah. Wilson's the big guy in there at 6'5". And but at the community college, as you know, guard play is essential here.
Absolutely.
Very rarely. And those big, strong guys usually end up going, their big guys are already at the next level.
4-year, yep.
So rebound there by Saunders. Aguado drives in, finds Hunter, baseline, easy jumper, good. Which is tough when you have, Blair's a perimeter shooting big man. But boy, I know he loves to have a big guy in the middle.
Sure. Like you mentioned before, Montavani from last year was that big presence in the middle. He had a game last year with 25 rebounds.
Elijah
Cougars
Holtz
are going to have to do it more by committee this year.
Right now, Saunders leading rebounder at 6.5. So almost 7. So he's had some big games. He did have an 18 rebound game a few weeks back.
It's impressive. Good shot.
And there's Aguado. That's what he's in there for.
Aguado's got a very simple, nice shot there. Nothing too fancy about it, just nice and solid.
And Cougars back up by 7. And there's Young outside. He's the new guy in for the Moorpark Raiders.
Shot clock down to 5 here.
Kirkham. Kirkham's going to have to force something here. He finds Young in the corner. And just in time, 3 points. And we're back to a 4-point game. Aguado brings it up. Uzel. And there you go, Aguado again.
We'll keep finding Aguado on the right wing until Moorpark makes an adjustment. He looks like he's locked in from that spot.
And if he can get hot, watch out. Horn picks up the bad pass. Off to Uzel.
Good
There's
extra
Leem
pass.
for 3. And off. Good look.
Yeah,
just a
great
little bit
extra
long.
pass.
There's on another rebound. Off to Uzel.
Moorpark changing into a 1-2-2 zone that possession. Great floater.
Aguado cuts through the seams there, gets that floater up for 2. He's scored 8 straight points for the Cougars. And there's Wilson, contested by Horn. Goes long, Lean with the rebound. Cougars push it.
Oh! Okay.
There you go.
Great pass from half court.
That is a great pass, and Saunders went up and got it. You know, we talked about his leaping ability.
He showed it off right there. That was very impressive. Ooh, close call there.
Oh. Okay, Aguado call for the foul there. Blocking foul. Got in the way of Wilson.
Wilson's gotten to the basket a couple times here the last few possessions, Pete. He's got to start finishing those opportunities to the rim. He's getting good position. He's just got to finish.
He's getting the mismatch because the Raiders don't really have a forward, and he's much quicker than Cougars forward, so he's getting those mismatches, just not getting in there. So right now, Moorpark brings in Ryan McCarthy, a freshman out of San Marcos, and Garrett Bilby, a freshman out of Rio Mesa High School down in Oxnard. So McCarthy with the ball, off to Wilson. Wilson shoots long. And Bilby picks up his first foul right away. And that is the first foul against the Raiders today. So we're just waiting for Bilby to get in there so we can get the foul started for Moorpark.
Moorpark back to the 1-2-2 zone defense. This defense is vulnerable in the middle and in the corners. We'll see if the Cougars can go into their gap 2 offense and get a corner 3. Baseline runner.
Guado long right there, rebounded by Wilson. Wilson has been all over the place for Moorpark so far, but tip pass goes right to Caden Young, and he gets 2 points out of that easy.
Good awareness by Young coming up with that pass. I don't even know if that was meant for him, but good awareness by him, grabbing it and putting it in. Cuesta's going to have to gap this zone with the dribble a little bit. They're doing a good job passing the ball, but they're going to have to attack the gaps a little bit to create some opportunities.
So Cougars bring in Townsend in there.
Shot.
A 3-pointer by Lean. That's his second of the game. Townsend adds a little bit something. Like we said, he's a football player. He's a pretty hard-nosed defender in there. Also a left-hander, and adds a little bit of speed in there for the Cougars. Move Guado over to the point. Inside there is, off the glass, Noah Saunders. And a full timeout called by Moorpark. Our score with just under 8 minutes left in the first half. Cuesta 29, Moorpark 15.
Be interesting to see here when Moorpark comes out of the timeout if they stick with that 1-2-2 or that 2-3 zone, or if they feel like Cuesta just has too much shooting and they're going to have to try and match up man-to-man.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, the size matchup isn't really a factor because the Cougars are basically playing 5 guards.
Right.
So they're not going to be going in there and posting up. So maybe that man-to-man might be the nice move for them to go with.
At this point, down 14, it's worth giving it a shot and at least seeing if you can break the momentum that Cuesta's had. A couple of Cuesta shooters are starting to get in a little bit of a rhythm. Maybe it'll be good to mix it up here. Even if you just show it for 3 or 4 possessions, get them out of that rhythm.
Yeah, Cougars do shoot well from the 3-point line. You know, they have Aguado, a proven 3-point shooter from last year. We haven't seen Wandia yet. He's got 53 3-pointers on the year, from a 44.2% percentage. So if he gets in there and he's hot, the Cougars have scored 261 3-pointers this year. They're not afraid to put it up.
Wow, that's a lot. That's great for them. Let's see if Rusty Blair changes his defense here. Probably not. They're probably feeling pretty good about their man-to-man so far. Only 15 points by Moorpark. But you never know coming out of a timeout if coach wants to throw one thing at them. Still man-to-man.
And there they get the matchup. They got the switch. That's what they want. Wilson against Horn.
Nice pass.
And Bilby misses the layup. Rebounded by Townsend. Beam, dribble drive. Kicks out to Townsend. Townsend over to Aguado. Aguado probes the defense. Comes back out.
patience by Cuesta.
Clock almost all the way down. Finally rebounded by Wilson. Wilson guarded by Saunders up top. Goes over to Young. Young matched up with Townsend. McCarthy, dribble drive, matched up with Horn. Not a good matchup for him. He kicks back out. There's Young for three, and he hits down another. So Cougars going to have to start closing down on Young a little bit. That's his second three this half.
Moorpark content to stay in this zone defense.
From 17. I don't think Saunders expected that pass. Just going to put up the shot. No good. McCarthy. Over to Young. Young for a deep three. Rebound Horn. Off to Aguado.
That's what Coach Rusty Blair mentioned to us in the pregame, that these guards from Moorpark will pull up from the volleyball line. You have to really close out 5-6 feet beyond the three-point line with them.
Saunders gets up for the offensive board. Misses his shot. Finally tipped around. Talking about a little volleyball right there.
Good activity on the offensive boards by the Cougars, though, even though they didn't get the tip in. They had 2 or 3 chances at it.
Holtz down the Bilby. McCarthy up against Townsend. Aguado against Young. They're saying Abuela. And that's, I think Aguado wasn't expecting that. He's like, I think he went, I closed you out, now you're not going to shoot. And Young took the advantage, went right by him, got the basket and the foul.
It's a great move, but Horn's help side defense is very late there. He's got to step up a second earlier and either come over and try and take a charge or foul the man going to the basket. Can't allow a three-point play there.
That was Horn's second foul, so he comes out, and in comes Alex Wandier. He's actually the Cougars' leading scorer this year. Cougars have 5 players in double digits. Wandier just ahead of everybody else with 12.7. Aguado also at 12. Wandier over to Leem. Leem dribble drives, tries to put the layup in. No good.
It's a great cross-court pass, though, by Wandier. That's what's really going to soften up this Moorpark zone defense if you can start getting those skip passes and then attack the closeouts.
Cougars have 2 left-handers in there now with Townsend and Wandier, both left-handers.
Townsend's built extremely strong for a guard right there. You can see how powerful he is.
There's Young again, matched up with Fuzel. Fuzel goes to basket side, he gets it, pulls it up. Nice little touch there by Young.
It's a difficult shot, too, that little 12-footer there on the baseline.
Fuzel steps in. And there's Saunders, steps out for 3. So again, like we said, both these guys, he may be 6'5", but he's mostly a guard. And he takes advantage of that, so he's a nice outside shot for Saunders.
Saunders is a very versatile player. If he can hit that shot as well as
gets
go
a
up
steal,
to the rim
and
like
the break's
that.
on. Then he finds Bremuzel, easy layup.
Saunders is doing a little bit of everything for the Cougars, Pete.
He's been a big part of this season. I think coming in, the Cougars didn't have a lot of minutes coming back from last year. They had Uzel and they had Aguado. They weren't sure what else they had. And there's Saunders with a second straight steal. And the blocking foul on Young. As Saunders got off to the races, Young had nothing he could do but stop him right there and just knock him down. But they weren't sure what they had with Saunders coming in. They realized they had something pretty special this year. So
he's showing it today.
Made a big difference for the Cougars this year.
Could be a blood rule here.
Yeah. That seems to be a frequent occurrence. He's on his second jersey of the year.
That's a very active player. He's getting his, he's putting himself in every situation here. Not afraid to stick his nose in there. Let's see if they can resolve it in time or if they're going to have to sub him out.
So just under 4 minutes left, 3:53. Cougars up 34-23. And taking a little bit longer. Rusty doesn't want to take Saunders out, so he's going to take a timeout here.
The way Saunders has been playing, you can understand that choice.
Yeah. inside, outside, rebounding,
Steals on the wing,
yeah.
Lob passes, threes. Pretty good.
So you must know the cameras are on.
I'm sure Rusty Blair talked to his team at shoot-around today or before the game about this being a must-win. He used to always write that up on the board for us if it was a game we absolutely needed to have. And I'm sure he talked to him about, if we get this game, we have a chance for Ventura to lose over at Santa Barbara tonight, still have a chance at a possible tie for a league title, and
yeah.
if not, still a chance of getting into the playoffs.
Yeah. So they're definitely a lot on the line for the Cougars. With Ventura, they're one game outside. And that was something they kind of did to themselves last week. They lost with Ventura here, and then they turned around and lost at Oxnard. So that put them at 5-3. They'd lost earlier a 1-point game to Hancock on their home floor, and Hancock was in last place in the conference at that time. So the Cougars, if they could have just made their, if they traded games with Ventura, they'd been in good space. But they've had some hiccups along the way in conference, and that's got them in a little bit of trouble. And they had some injuries late in the pre-conference schedule that got them below 500. They had been ranked this year. Only team in the conference that had been ranked, and they're the only team, and we're talking about a conference that nobody was above 500 at the start of conference play.
That's very unusual for that conference to be that way. It's usually a very strong conference, one of the strongest in the state.
There's Saunders in the lane. Just elevates above everybody, but hits the heel of the rim.
Set play out of the timeout there for a pin for a little eight-foot shot for Saunders. He just was a little strong with it.
Holtz, there's Young. He's had the hot hand for the Raiders, guarded by Leam. Leam staying way out there on him. Elijah Holtz pulls up. Basket's good.
Moorpark's battling. They're not going away. Staying in their zone.
Giselle, Leam. Giselle fakes up. Over to Leam.
Skip it. Great pass.
Good look by Giselle. Just off. And Wilson again, rebound that brings up. There you have the tallest guy. Oh. A little bit with the body. And the foul is on Saunders. So you had the tallest guy on Moorpark is also the guy bringing the ball up there with Wilson. He'll be shooting 2. First foul on Noah Saunders, who got him with the body on the block shot.
Cuesta's had a pretty short rotation so far. Not going too deep into their bench. Feeling pretty comfortable with the guys that they have in so far.
Wilson converts his free throws, and it's a 7-point game. Giselle up top. Townsend. And there's that first step by Giselle. He finds Wandier in the corner. Just long, but the ball bounces around into the hands of Saunders, and another basket.
That gap action that Uzel just initiated opens up everything for the Cougars if they can start attacking that zone with the dribble and then looking for shooters and kickoffs.
Young working against Giselle, and he gets the bank shot. I think Giselle was expecting a little bit of help there, but did not get it. One thing we have not seen this so far is Townsend. Townsend has not really stepped into the offensive side yet. He's been more of a decoy so far. Wandier kind of, I don't know if that was written up there by Coach.
I doubt it.
Wandier did have 26 points against the Raiders in their first time they met down in Moorpark. And that foul again assessed to Noah Saunders.
They may have to take a step back against Damian Wilson. He's getting to his right hand to the basket, and every single drive he's had from the top of the key, he's going right. So they're going to have to take away his right hand or back up and see if he can knock down that shot over the top of the defense.
Wilson misses his first free throw. He leads the Moorpark Raiders in scoring at 13. He's the only guy in double digits, so he should be kind of a focus. If people are having trouble, then he should be able to help back a little bit on it.
No question. At the very least, just take away his right-hand drive.
You definitely do not want to get Saunders in foul trouble. Saunders out. Mick Gaps comes back in. Now the Cougars are playing with 3 left-handers on the floor.
That's unusual. That doesn't happen very often.
So I guess they can run their defense back or their offense backwards now. There's Wilson. Wilson engages, pulls up for the baseline jumper, and it's good. We just talked about Townsend not engaging. There he does and pulls up for 2.
Good awareness by Townsend with the shot clock down to 3.
Again.
There's another right-hand drive by Moorpark, straight to his right hand.
And there's that foul's on Joey Lean. And you see all 3 times, the last 3 times Wilson's made that drive to the right, all 3 times we see one day maybe a step too slow coming back. He's going for the block, but he's not stepping into the spot right there.
I'm sure that'll be a focus of the halftime speech, getting their rotations together, perhaps sending them to the left, and then if they do send them to the left, making sure that they have their baseline guy there to either take the charge or block the shot.
So here comes Davey Wick.
This is a big 118 here from Moorpark. If they can cut 1 or 2 more points off of the lead by halftime, they'll be in a good spot for the second half.
So Elijah Holtz converts that last free throw, and we're closing in on a minute. It is a 38-31 lead.
Still in their 1-2-2 zone for Moorpark. Cuesta's definitely got to take advantage on the baseline. Great pass.
Johnson finds Gapsh with the foul and the 3-pointer. So the big Australian out of Melbourne, Nick Gapsh hits the 3-pointer, and now he's got a chance to make it a 4-point play and really jump the lead up as we just headed under a minute, 57 seconds left. One of the things about Gapsh, he's probably the most physically active player for the Cougars.
Got a lane violation here on number 21 Black, who crossed over the 3-point line before the ball hit the rim. The guys in the lane are allowed to step in, but outside the 3-point line, you got to wait just like the shooter.
A reprieve for Gapsh. He gets another chance, and this time he knocks it down the 4-point play. So I'm sure tough play right there for the Raiders.
It's an unusual 4-point play.
Gapsh one of the few Cougars who isn't a big 3-point shooter.
Numbers here.
Townsend with the pass. Tries to skip it up. Nice defense there by Holtz. But Holtz gets stripped. Rizzo goes up. He gets blocked. Gets his own rebound. Kicks it back out. And the Cougars are going to set it back up for one more play here. 23 in the shot clock. 24 in the quarter. 1 second difference. Rizzo's going to slow it down here.
Good awareness by Cuesta, going and getting one shot here at the end. Coach Blair wants them to go at 7 seconds.
As the bench calls it out, there goes Giselle, finds Wandier inside, loses the ball, and they get a foul. The foul's on Nick Becerra. And they're going to call it on the shot. Wandier will be shooting 2. They're talking about they're closing out on Gapsh. Gapsh only has 7 3-pointers or something. He's one of the lowest 3-point attempts on the team. But that it's a big 3-point play. 3-pointer with a turn into a 4-point play as Wandier makes both. The Cougars have a 13-point lead.
Nope.
Wilson takes a shot at half. And 44-31. Cuesta Cougars take the lead in their final regular season home game here at Cuesta College. Cuesta 44, Moorpark Raiders 31. Cougars hoping to play for possible conference championship. Again, they're 1 game back of Ventura, and Ventura's playing tonight. If they can get an upset down there, it could vault them into the postseason. So a 500 record is on the line, as well as possibly a conference title. So Cougars have a lot to play for here.
Definitely.
Moorpark is in 3rd place, win or lose, and probably out of the playoffs. So.
Yeah, they're still battling. You can tell that they're undermanned and undersized, but they've gotten some good opportunities to the basket. They just haven't been finishing at the basket. They got some free throw opportunities, but if they're going to come back into this game, they're going to have to start scoring at the rim when they get there.
Right. They're getting there. Cougars have picked up a lot of fouls. Free throws, are going to be a big part of this game for them because the Cougars do have a deep bench when it comes becomes the bodies with height and length in there to put in there.
And the guys that came off the bench did a good job being ready to go right when they came in.
Now, what do you think? We talked about the last time down, they came out of that timeout and they stayed in the zone for Moorpark. You think they'll change that up a little bit, or you think they're pretty comfortable? It did keep the game close until that 4-point play.
It kept the game close until that 4-point play. You don't want to ever foul a 3-point shooter, right? I mean, you want to challenge the shot, get a hand up. You don't ever want to give them a free throw in that. But Coach may be talking with his assistants right now about, do we want to go man-to-man? Maybe they don't have enough to press full court, but they're going to have to show something different because Cuesta with 44 points in the first half, that's a good clip. They're not going to be able to win the game if they give up another 44 in the second half. I don't think Moorpark has enough firepower.
Yeah, we talk about Damian Wilson Jr., the only person in double figures scoring for the Raiders. Cougars have their entire starting lineup.
Right.
They have 5 guys who can score in double figures every game.
Right.
You have some guys who can get hot. Guado, if he gets hot, he can be good for a ton of points when he's open from 3.
He was tremendous from that right wing.
Right.
You get him a right wing 3, it looked like it was in every time.
You get Saunders. Saunders can create shots just with his height and his leaping ability. Uzel with that first step, and Wandier, well, we'll see what happens.
He gave some good minutes at the end there. What I liked what Wandier was doing when he was catching the ball on the right block was looking across that zone and skipping it to the left wing, which really opens up a lot of other things against that zone when you can throw that skip pass.
You could see you had Townsend guys like Townsend and Uzel who have a lot of foot speed on that skip as the team transitions. They're already attacking on a great pass. Or you have a spot-up shooter out there like a Guado, and that's going to give you trouble too. So if that keep that ball movement, keep the ball going in different hands, that's how you're going to beat that zone.
For sure.
Get them out of position.
Sure.
So defensively, what do you think about the Cougars staying in there?
I think they look pretty good. The only adjustment that I would make would be take away the right-hand drives.
Right.
If you can take away a right-hand drive and then have your help know where they're coming from and keep them away from the rim, I think they're going to be okay.
All right, well, we'll be back in 10 minutes as we start the second half of Cuesta versus Moorpark men's basketball here on Cuesta TV.
Cuesta.edu. Television, radio, broadcast, communications. Explore the world of digital communication and tap into your creative genius. Television, radio, broadcast, communications.
This is your boy, the DUI, and you're listening to KGUR.org.
Your digital future is at Cuesta College right now. Log on to Cuesta.edu now for enrollment dates and class information.
Don't put the boom in the shot. Blowing it, bro.
Cuesta.edu.
Welcome back. We're here at Cuesta College Gym. I'm Pete Schuler. This is Vince Condi. We are here starting the second half of California Community College Athletic Association basketball, Western State Conference game between the Moorpark Raiders and your Cuesta College Cougars. It's sophomore night here, and it's Coaches for Cancer night. Proceeds from tonight's gate will go to fight the battle against cancer. So second half just about to get underway. Cuesta's going to start with the same starting 5. They will have Aguado, Leem, Saunders, Uzel, and who did I miss? Horn out there. Moorpark will have Wilson, Holtz, Becerra, and Herrera to go with Kirkham out there. Same starting 5 for both teams. Steal for Eric Horn, off to Joey Leem. Karem Uzel, who had a team season high 10 assists last game, running the show up top for the Cougars. Off to Aguado, 3-point specialist. Who dribble drives, kicks it out to Horn. Horn over to Leem. And as the shot clock rolls down, so right now we have a basket right there by Becerra. We are having some technical difficulties. We'll see if we can get that fixed up right now. I'm here with Vince Condi, but I cannot hear Vince Condi. And turnover there by Aguado. Intended for Saunders. Get off its mark. And again, the Raiders come right back. Elijah Holtz with a three-pointer, and timeout called by Rusty Blair.
Very quick timeout by Coach Blair there. He wants to stop this run before it even gets started.
Yeah. So Blair tries to ice the Raiders, and we're going to see if we can get our audio fixed a little bit. Hopefully you can hear myself out there, Pete Schuler and Vince Condi. But we're coming back from the half without a little bit of sound between the two of us. And we'll see what happens there. 18:47 left in the ball game. Cuesta 44, Moorpark 36. The Raiders scored the first 5 points of the second half. You see Coach Blair. What's Coach Blair saying right there?
He's got to be talking about just the
are.
easy shots. He's got to be talking about uncontested shots. If they're going to hit a difficult contested shot, okay, but it just can't be anything easy. It's got to have something contested every time down the floor.
Yeah, that 13-point halftime lead got cut into right away with a two-pointer from Becerra and the three-pointer Kirkham. Saunders inbounds to Uzel.
Moorpark back in that 1-2-2 zone. See if they can get some dribble penetration against it. There you go. Good. Way to gap it.
And there you go. Horn steps in for two. The first meeting between these two teams wasn't a lot of defense. 101-95 Cuesta, 196 points. So
wow.
That 44-point first half by Cuesta wasn't too far from the mark.
That's a lot of points for a junior college game.
Not a lot of defense. The ball knocked out of bounds off Cuesta. Wilson will inbound it for Moorpark. Finds Herrera in the corner. Shot is short. Rebounded by Saunders. Off to Aguado. Down Uzel brings it up the floor. Finds Leem in the corner. Leem dribble drive. Finds a wide open Horn. And Horn's shot is short. Rebounded by Wilson. And Wilson brings it up himself.
You can tell Cuesta's making a concerted effort to put the ball
Wilson
on the
loses
floor.
his handle. Leem gets the ball.
Good feet.
Couple giant steps for Leem. Couple points for Cuesta Kind. Wilson on the outside finds Herrera. Herrera over to Kirkham.
Good pass.
Kirkham draws the defense, finds an open Becerra right there. Nick Becerra for two. And we have a 10-point game again. Zell of the ball. Again, a wide open Leem, short again. Kirkham with the ball. There's Wilson. Wilson going one-on-one with Saunders. Again, this time they did force him left. Again, the rotation was slow getting over.
At least they forced him to do something different than he did in the first half, but great job by Wilson there, going to his right to left crossover and finishing with contact with his left hand. See if he can finish
the
the
basket's
three-point
good, and here he's going for one. And he gets the bounce.
Three-possession game.
Yeah, with Saunders as much as he's doing, he's going to need some help on defense if they're going to put him against Wilson. You know, to have all of what he's doing on offense and defense with 2 fouls right now, he's going to need some help.
Cuesta dodged a bullet, got away with the travel there on the wing. Corner three.
There's Aguado again.
Wow.
Oh.
Saunders is leaping.
Saunders tried to put that back on the dunk right away. And Aguado just can't keep up with Wilson right there.
I thought you said Saunders didn't have many dunks on the year. He looks like he's going for something tonight, Pete.
Maybe I said it a little bit too loud. We are courtside, so, but that would have been spectacular. Just a little bit too far for him to reach in there.
That's okay. He's still being active. He's really getting after it. Those will be there for him as long as his effort stays up.
So fouls on the floor, and Guado comes out. Townsend comes in. Kirkham working against Uzel. Basket is good.
It's too easy off the inbounds play. They can't be allowed to catch the ball that close to the rim right off one pass.
It's a 5-point game right now, 48-43. And there you go. Rem Uzel gets Cougars a little breathing room right there. He hasn't called his own number a lot tonight, but that was a big one. Rebound right there by Becerra, but he misses the putback, and the Cougars are coming back. Uzel skips it all the way over to Townsend in the corner, up to Lean. A little bit stolen by Kirkham there with the rebound basket.
Good activity by Kirkham there, getting the deflection, taking it down, finishing with his left hand.
I don't think Lean was thinking about it. It's like took his eyes off the defense right there, just going through the motions through that pass, and that turned into 2 points for Moorpark.
That's where a little ball fake makes the biggest difference, so that pass won't be deflected.
Uzel finds it cutting Joey Lean. That was a nice cut. And Moorpark probably smartly fouled right there.
Yeah, if they didn't foul, that would have been a point-blank layup for sure.
Take space, Holt. There you go. Take space.
A wise decision by Moorpark for the foul. And Lean pulls up for three deep. And goes around and in.
Good inbounds play by Cuesta on their zone inbounds. Knock down that wing three.
So Lean's actually been shooting pretty well. That's his third three-pointer of the game. And rebounded eventually by Horn. Uzel brings it up.
One more. Ooh. One extra pass to the left wing would be wide open there.
And forced there by Horn. He loses the ball. And there's Kirkham. Tries to do an alley-oop. And eventually gets there, but only for a layup. Townsend skips to the lead.
Nice move. Woo. Great finish.
Uzel was, I think he had about three ball fakes on the way in there before making that basket. So Rem Uzel showing off his talent there. He's on the Turkish national team.
Cuesta's weak side rotations are still too slow on those drives. There's got to be somebody meeting him outside the paint.
Now, how much of that is just knowing, and how much of that is also communication with those teammates?
It's both. It's knowing, it's communication. It's also you have to have the effort to go over there and take the contact.
Fouls on Cuesta's Joey Lean. That's his third. And that brings Gapsch back in. Talk a little bit about the importance of the guard play at community college level. A lot of teams sitting around right now, either taking somebody off the dribble, but mostly outside shots. As a long-range bomber yourself, how much do you feel the three-point play? I mean, it's been around forever now. Changes things.
I think it changes things a ton, and the more we've gone along in time since when I played here, as you say, there's a lot more three-point shots being taken. It's more of a perimeter game than an inside-out game. It's more of an outside-in game. You can even see that if you look at the NBA level and you look at the best players in the NBA now compared to 20, 30 years ago, and you're going to see their majority of guards and forwards that can handle the ball on the perimeter. Not as much post play, not as much back to the basket play, and even the big guys can step out and shoot the ball now, which you didn't see quite as much back in the day. It's a lot more of a space game. There's less people inside, a lot more 4-out-1-in formations, and it makes for more off the dribble and three-point shots, more perimeter oriented.
So right there in that timeout there by Moorpark as Karim Uzel was fouled on his drive. So this game, Moorpark came back hot, scored the first 5 points of the second half. kind of kept it close right there. They haven't let the Cougars get their big lead back out.
Even though Moorpark's undermanned, they seem to have a good chemistry together. They seem to like to play with one another. And they've got a good shot at it. It's only a 7-point game here, plenty of time, 13 minutes. That's an eternity in a junior college game.
Yeah, one of the things, going back to the transition, as the NBA adopted the three-point line, it kind of grew slowly. And then, but you also saw the opposite side when now teams had to be inside a little bit more. You had the bad boys, the Pistons,
right,
who turned that inside into much more physical play because of that expansion.
Sure. So
I think it did change that game. Now I think it's finally found its happy medium.
And the rule changes have also lent itself towards
more zone-ish.
Right, more zone, less physical style, less hard fouls. Plus, too, the European style with that Cuesta brings in with their recruits. The European style is more of a finesse game, more of a pick and pop game as well, rather than a physical game like the American style tended to be
Saunders
15,
in the
20
post.
years ago. Nice touch.
Pulls up the kick, gets the bounce. Should have dunked it.
If he would have dunked it from there, we would have gone home right there, Pete.
And Saunders gets the rebound, pulls it down one-handed, off to Uzel.
Moorpark can tend to stay in their 1-2-2. I'm surprised they haven't switched it up at all, just to show Cuesta a different look.
A little forced right there by Saunders.
That was Cuesta's bang play that they use. It's a pin screen down there on the mid post. Got Saunders a good shot. He's just got to be a little softer on his touch.
So again, we were talking about Wilson's ability to get to the basket. And Dusty's telling Nick Gaps just to take a step off right there.
Take a step back and see if he wants to shoot it in your face. He wants to drive. If he makes that, tip your hat, but he's not going to.
Oh, too many Cougars on that rebound.
Saunders is everywhere, Pete. Good ball fake. Coach Blair pleading with his team to keep gapping it. I don't know if he liked that shot, settling a little bit.
There's Saunders again. Yeah, remember what we talked about, Gaps made his three. Horn has made 8 3-pointers on the year. Gaps have made 8 as well. Everybody else is multiple over 20. So those are two guys who don't normally shoot threes, so probably that early three by Horn is probably not his favorite.
That's a very difficult shot, a fadeaway three off the dribble in the corner. Reset this, you have plenty of time.
There's Horn again, in and out.
It's too easy.
Saunders got caught in between going for the ball and then was behind on the defense there.
Great finish by Holtz, who's playing the top of this zone. Too many threes by Cuesta.
Caden Young brings the ball up, over to Wilson. Herrera, spin move, back out to Young. Nice help right there by Horn. And a good find by Young to get Bilby for 2 points. Timeout Cuesta. It's still a 5-point game, but just over the almost to the fourth quarter. 10-16 left in the game, 10 minutes and 16 seconds. Cuesta 58, Moorpark 53. As we talked about last time, this game was a 101-95, so maybe that 1-2-2 zone has slowed down Cuesta enough for Moorpark. Also, the Raiders aren't going to be scoring 95 tonight unless things get really picked up here.
Right.
So,
well, Cuesta's getting some open threes, and to speak to your point from earlier about the three-point shot and the way the game has changed as well, you're shooting more threes nowadays, but at the same time, you can't come down 5, 6, 7 possessions in a row and just continue to fire threes. None of them are going. That's an easy way for another team to get back in a game really quick. We see that at the NBA level all the time. Golden State Warriors, obviously a great team, a bunch of perimeter shooters. They like to shoot a lot of threes. But you'll see nights where the threes just aren't going in, and they'll take a loss. They took one at Denver last week where Denver hit 23 threes in the game. You can see the difference in the game right there.
Yeah, you still have to have multiple options out there. If you're already outside, they're going to press outside. You have to have a little bit of an inside presence.
And you can see they're going to come right back in with Awandi. Maybe they can get him a little bit inside, get a couple of easy baskets, or perhaps get to the free throw line to, as you said, mix in a couple other things besides just the three.
Wandy is also, somebody, team's leading scorer, and he can put up the points. So I think right away he's going to draw more attention. He scored a game-high 26 in that win at Moorpark.
Moorpark for the first time showed some token pressure in a 1-2-2 three-quarter court, but they drop right back into their 1-2-2 half court.
Gaps lowers his shoulder, pulls back up for the two, baseline jumper. Hey, every once in a while, a 12-foot jumper's good.
Yeah, especially when you came off 5 for 6 missed threes. I'm sure Coach Blair urged his team to get something else going toward the basket that last time out.
Young called for the travel right there. He had a step on Aguado. Got his feet tangled up right there. Coach Link is hoping for a foul right there. I think Young may have been hoping for a foul as well, and he didn't get one. So called for the travel. There's Aguado up top.
Here comes that bang play again, pin screen, bounce pass, kicked.
So nice defense up there. Elijah Holtz.
With that play, they run a baseline runner off a double screen, and then the top guy in the double screen pins for the bottom guy. It's a very effective play. Coach Blair's been running it since I was here.
I remember running it in practice as well. I think he loved the user be in there, just walking there. Hit set a screen, Pete. Saunders from the top of the key. And draws nothing.
That could be a little fatigue there for Saunders. He's been doing so much all game, and he comes up way off on that three.
He had a good look.
That rotation is just late and soft. You got to come over and step in outside the restricted area and block that shot or take a charge. You can't just stand there.
Gaps into Wandier. Little left-hand spin, gets
nice
the
touch.
bounce.
Not much communication going on by Cuesta. They have effort out there, but they're not really talking to each other. Not much being said to one another.
Right now we have a guy from Pennsylvania, San Joaquin Valley, Australia, Bulgaria, and Spain. Spain right there. Townsend over to Wandier. Wandier hits the three, and we're back up to a 10-point game.
Nice looking stroke by Wandier. He's just got to get it done over here on the defensive end of the floor with his rotations and his rebounding. Good talk by him, calling the screen out. Let's see if he hedges hard. Switch. Saunders is tired, Pete.
Yeah.
He might need a little quick break. Just get a quick blow, get some water, and get back in.
Right there, no foul call. They weren't sure what happened on there, and neither was I.
Good hustle. Way to get on the floor.
They have a jump ball or a foul.
Wow.
And they said he got the ball, but he also got a lot of legs. So fouls on Aguado, his third.
That's a very difficult call for a guy that dives on a loose ball, and he's got his hands around the ball to call a foul.
I think you got to give a little credit to the hustle right there.
I agree with Coach Blair on that play. I think that's a jump ball. Good defense.
This one's going to be a jump ball. As Gaps and Saunders were both wrapped up with Bilby. And 2 beats 1. Cuesta gets the ball, actually. It's just the arrow. But Aguado brings it up. Aguado dribble drive, finds Wandier inside, and with the body, pressure from behind by Wilson. And he gets the foul.
See if Cuesta runs their zone inbounds again here against the 1-2-2, or if they're going to run a play for a shooter here in the corner.
That's only the first foul on Wilson. He's the leading scorer for the Raiders.
They run their scramble inbounds.
And Aguado from 3.
Right wing
he
3.
Likes that spot. This has a nice touch out there. Looks good even when he misses.
It does. He has great wrist action at the end.
Moorpark
Moorpark won't go away, though.
Up for 2. Cougars' biggest lead of the game was the halftime score of 48-34, or 31. 44-31, sorry, 13-point halftime lead. And Bilby pulls up for 3.
Bilby surprised me with that one. I didn't think he had that in his game. That looked like a pretty nice shot for him.
And we're down to 8 points, 68-60. Townsend over Wandier.
Great
Wandier
pass.
skips it to Gaps. Gaps pulls up. And just up.
Wandier's great at that skip pass across from that post play.
Elijah Holtz pulls up the 3, and then back to a 5-point game.
Got to give credit to Moorpark and their coaching staff, not playing for anything except for pride. And they're really playing hard trying to get this win.
Wonder if we should tell them that's helping their crosstown rival Ventura if they win. Aguado drives in. Wande picks it up. And everybody reaching for it. It goes out of bounds. Cuesta will hold on to it. Aguado made the drive, got in there way too deep. He had no place to put that, tried to throw it back up through the basket.
I think that's the first time all game he's actually forced anything. He's been very poised all game. He's got to stick with what's worked for him the rest of the game and look for his open 3 and look for his just nice, solid play the entire time.
So the Cougars right now have all 5. The first time this game, they've had all 5 of their leading scorers on there. Everybody on this floor is a double-digit scorer. They go with the 3 guards with Uzel, Townsend, and Aguado. And that gives you 1-8 and Saunders inside.
There it is. Just play your game.
And in his spot right there, there's Aguado.
Just keep going and shooting that spot every time until you miss. Don't have to do anything else. Keep it simple.
Wilson dribble drive. No help again.
Straight to his right hand, just like the first half. Get Aguado a shot right there again. Keep moving until you get it for him again. Skip. Skip it.
Kirkham comes out and Kirkham tries to get the rebound, loses it.
Now I don't understand that shot, Pete. Why not just keep getting Aguado that same shot until he misses?
That's a magic spot. Who's that want to give it a try right there?
A heat spot, huh?
There's Aguado. Wandier, that same spot.
They all want to shoot from there.
It's a spot. Good effort by Saunders. Just cannot get the ball right there. Only Cougar amongst 4 black shirts. And Bilby's feeling it.
That was a heat check by Bilby after the first one he made. Oh, I don't like that jump pass.
Yeah, Uzel lost. He went up, didn't know what he was going to do with it. Didn't have any place to go.
Coach Blair pleading with his team. We're not in a hurry. Take your time.
4:40 left. It's a 71-65 game. And Cougars over Moorpark here. This is game 1 of our Western State Conference doubleheader. The women's game will be following, scheduled for a 7 o'clock start.
Nice pass.
Wilson inside, finds Bilby. Bilby gets it just over the rim.
But again, there's Wilson straight to his right hand on the baseline with that drop-off pass to the middle. They got to take Wilson's right hand away. I'm still trying to figure out why Aguado's not on the right. There he is on the left side, but put him in his money spot. I'm perplexed right now, Pete. I'm perplexed. I think Rusty Blair is too.
Well, if you just have Aguado pass up that shot, take your time, move for another shot. Durkin with the ball, over to Wilson. Wilson goes Just steps back, pulls up for the 3, and it's good. We have a 1-point ball game right now. Cougars again kind of got caught falling in love with the 3-pointer again.
Yep.
Not making their shots. Last 4 times down, they've missed a 3-pointer.
Yep. And even with Wilson here on that shot, it's a great shot by Wilson, but that's one I would live with. Okay, that's the first time he's hitting a shot with a contested hand up, all that. That's fine. What they have to do is take away those right-handed drives, and as you mentioned on the offensive end, if you've missed a couple threes in a row, you got to get something else. Yeah. But if you've got one guy that's hit 2 or 3 threes from that spot, execute your stuff until you get that exact same thing. The players can't be selfish to where, oh, it's a my-turn shot. Lead the hot hand until he misses.
Yeah. Dance with the girl that brought you type thing.
Absolutely.
Right? Exactly. Okay, so hopefully we'll see something come back out for Guado. This is the closest it's been since tip-off right now, 71-70.
Coach Blair's going to draw up a play right now here in a 1-point game, 3:35 to go. I'm sure he's going to call a set play for exactly who he wants with the ball in that spot. Maybe he's going to come back with that bang play again, with that double screen, with the pin screen on the baseline. Maybe get Saunders a touch somewhere in the paint. They have to have a good possession.
Opportunity to give Saunders a breather.
True.
With 3 minutes left, he's going to have to ride him out all the way through. But the Cougars, like we said, this is their highest scoring. This is their top 4 scorers right here. But they're not scoring offensively, and they're not rotating on defense right now. They've let the Raiders back into the ballgame.
And that surprises me that Townsend is in double figures, because in this game it seems like he wants to be more of a facilitator, not really looking for his own shot, looking to get everybody else involved. We'll see if he changes that philosophy the last 3:30 and looks to attack here. Let's see what they run out of the timeout.
Wandier inside. Over to Zell. Zell finds Guado. Guado shots long. And Moorpark with an opportunity to make take their first lead of the ball game. Wilson over to Bilby. Bilby over to Holtz. Kirkham back to Wilson. Wilson pulls up for another 3.
Wow.
And it's good. Moorpark 73, Cuesta 71. Moorpark playing for 3rd place, which they already have. Cougars playing for a possible conference championship and a possible playoff spot. It's a must-win game for Cuesta. On the drive, Rebuzel. He's got that foot speed that's tough to match up with, and he gets the bounce and the foul.
That's a big answer. Taking the contact, nice soft floater there, getting the bounce. See if they can take the lead here.
Hey, coming on, rebound.
So Zell a chance to give the Cougars back the lead.
It's interesting to me that neither team has really changed their defenses at all. Let's see if either team changes their defense the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds, or if they stick with their man-to-man and their 1-2-2.
So Zell completes the 3-point play. Now they definitely have a matchup change. They did have Saunders guarding Wilson. Now they have Guado. Contested 3-pointer.
Shot clock. Oh, wow, you got to rebound that ball. 2 Cougars are right there fighting for the ball and handed it to a Moorpark player.
And that's another foul right there on Saunders. That's his 4th. And what would have been a rebound if he and Leem had just communicated a little bit better.
Just got to talk to each other and say, I got it.
And wide open Bilby. Go pull up for another 3. It's long. Uzel tips it to himself and gets the foul called on Becerra. So Nick Becerra gets the foul. Uzel doing a nice job tipping to himself, kept his body between the ball, and drew the foul. That's Becerra's 4th. So kind of getting a little bit of foul trouble right now.
Both teams are in the bonus the rest of the way. Every foul we're going to be shooting. Good take.
Again, that quick first step of Uzel. He went up with his right hand. I don't know if my coach would like that, but he does it smoothly.
That was a little scoop shot like a Tony Parker would do. You kind of quick jump them before they even think you're going to shoot it. It's a foul. Great move.
And the basket and the foul. They have got to find a way to help back.
Damian Wilson Jr. has really taken over this second half scoring load for the Moorpark Raiders. He's really stepped up. Let's see if he can knock down this free throw so they can set their defense.
And a chance to tie it up again.
And he does. They're content to stay back in their 1-2-2. Cuesta should know exactly how they want to attack it. They've been in this 1-2-2 the whole time. Swing the ball.
I don't know about that. Almost made it, but it seemed like a...
That's one of those shots, when you make it, it's huge, and when you miss it, it's a bad shot. You know, and sometimes you have to take the guts to take that shot, but
I thought he got it moved around and came back out and shot it. Didn't have himself set completely.
agreed.
And he had the opportunity to do that. So it's a 76-76 game with 1 minute and 16 seconds left in this game. Could be 1 minute and 16 seconds left in Cuesta's season. Definitely is 1 minute and 16 seconds left in Moorpark's season. And it could be a happy minute 16 for Moorpark, or the Cougars can give themselves an opportunity to continue their season next week.
For sure. Coach Blair having a conference with his assistant coaches right now, and probably just discussing who they want in for this situation. Here they come with a sub.
So Townsend returns in. As we see, his assistant coaches are all former players like yourself, Alex Raj, Alex Engel, and his son, Casey Blair. So all familiar with the system.
It's always helpful when you've played in that system and you're very familiar with it to be able to teach it. It's a nice tool. Especially when Coach Blair has run a similar system throughout all those different players' tenures.
Now, talk about a little bit about Coach Blair. I mean, here's a guy who spent most of his time, his coaching experience before coming here to Cuesta College is all in Europe and all professional.
Right.
Does that carry on over to, I mean,
I think
we also know
he's
a teacher, but
sure.
that professional kind of level.
I think it does to a certain extent, and we also remember what a tremendous player he was at Oregon and overseas, and he's going to bring a lot of that to his teams while he's coaching. Huge possession here from Moorpark with 20 on the
can
shot
score
clock.
37 points a game.
And 95% from the free throw line, not bad. That's an offensive foul, no call.
Yeah, let the
Huge
boys
shot.
play here in the last minute.
Huge.
And a big shot is scored by Luis Herrera, a three-pointer.
You don't have to shoot a three here.
Cuesta calls timeout with 51.5 seconds left. Again, that was all set up by Wilson's baseline drive, and the kick out to a wide-open Herrera.
If you're Cuesta here
done.
with 51 seconds on the game clock and 24 seconds on the shot clock, if I'm Coach Blair, I'm going to look for a 2-for-1 opportunity. And it doesn't matter if you get a 2 or a 3 in this first shot, but you need to get a shot up above the 40-second mark so that you can come down, set your defense, whatever happens, get a stop, and then you'll still get the last possession. They don't want to bleed it down too far here.
So that must have been exactly what Moorpark wanted right there. Herrera's a 45% shooter from beyond three-pointers right there, and he got a wide-open look there.
It's a huge shot. I mean, that's what you work on your whole life. Tie game, under a minute, on the road. You get a 3 to take the lead. That's a big clutch meter shot for him. Let's see who can step up. It's been Uzel the last couple of possessions. Let's see if they go to him again or if they go back to Aguado.
And you see, Zell looks like he's limping a little bit. He did have that ankle injury. And I saw him grimace earlier down there playing defense. See if it slows him down a little bit.
Skip the ball.
Saunders pulls up.
There's only a 5-second difference between game clock and shot clock now. They're going to have to foul. That's where I like a shot earlier. Then you wouldn't have to foul. You can still get a stop and still get the last shot.
So Karem Uzel with his third foul. And that's going to put Damian Wilson Jr. at the line. Respectable three-point shooter, 73% on the year. Wilson pulls up.
Nice.
That's good.
Wilson really stepping up from Moorpark in key situations the second half, Pete.
He is basically taking this game over.
Missed that one. 2-possession game, though. They need a quick score here. Doesn't matter if it's 2 or 3. Good idea. Go straight to the rim. Good job.
Zell.
Now full court press. See if you can get a steal.
26 seconds left. Shot clock is off.
Get a trap. Oh, I would have held the trap there. You don't have to go for that steal right away. See if you can get a trap.
Foul's on Joey Lean. Also his 4th foul. 2-point game right here. Again, Wilson, not somebody you really want to foul.
They have a chance now.
First half.
Timeout.
I thought Uzzell was going to make that same play again, just see if they can get the Raiders on their heels, get themselves to the basket. Cougars take a timeout. 19.3 seconds left. Remember, this is the first game of our Western State Conference doubleheader here. The Cuesta men's right now 2 points behind Moorpark with 19.3 seconds left. Coming up afterwards, be the women's game, Moorpark versus Cuesta. Moorpark comes in ranked number 19. They are playing for an opportunity to go to the postseason. For the women's team, again, Cuesta has an opportunity to play a spoiler. For most of the season, Cougars were the highest ranked team in the league. Of course, we had some injuries, the illness of Coach Barba, and the team is now battling to kind of make it back to respectability right now. They have struggled in conference, 1-8, but that potential has been there for right now. Coach Barba, he's been back for 10 days now.
It's good that Coach Barba's back. We're all glad to have him back.
We'll see how much that 10 days has changed the team.
For sure. 16 seconds here. They're going to run that bang play again. Here it comes on the baseline. Baseline runner, pin screen. Not there. 8 seconds.
Travel.
Go up
One
strong.
day goes up and blocked. And that's the ball game.
Season's over.
Moorpark Raiders 80 and Cuesta 78. So Cuesta finished second in the Western State Conference. Moorpark finishes third. A great comeback win by the Raiders tonight. And they didn't leave the game until the very last couple minutes of the season, and then took away the game. Cuesta finishes 13-15 on the year. Losing record keeps you out of the postseason. They still finish second. They will be a game behind Ventura no matter what happens down in Ventura tonight. And the Raiders are at third at 5-5. So
great job by the Raiders coming in here, playing for pride. Damian Wilson Jr. took over that second half, did a great job, really took over the game.
So excellent game by the Moorpark Raiders. I mean, that second half adjustments were So here we go. I mean, so excellent game for Moorpark right there. Just coming back all the way from down 13 at half. That was the biggest lead of the game. Moorpark comes back, takes the lead in the final 2 minutes, and then holds on for an 80-78 win. It's got to be tough for the Cougars right now. They have 6 sophomores, so.
Yeah, tough loss for the Cougars. That's a really tough way to end your season. They had their chances, but I think they had a couple of runs there, just too many three-point shots, not enough of a presence inside.
Well, we'll come back with our second half for our doubleheader. Cuesta's women's team takes on the Moorpark Raiders, ranked 19th. Coming up next.